outcomes reviewed, and new ideas are generated. So what are we talking about here?
New ideas are
Working together.
Let's say, what are we talking together about this whole thing about mentoring? Why is this process is so such a valued process in the early childhood field?
Because children learn from us.
Okay, children learn from us. Okay. What are children learning? But now this mentoring is not about children, it's about us. Why do we ongoingly need to update, need to review, need to reflect, need to evaluate our practices? And come up with new practices. Why do we need to do that?
It will be boring.
To improve ourselves.
To improve, yeah.
Yeah, but why do we need to do that? Why not? If you see, if you take in other fields, people go for a course in writing and that's it. Okay, you, for example, a journalist, you learn how to conduct interviews, you learn how to do writing, and that's it. You have a direct application. You practice it. But why for us, we have ongoingly have to think about reflecting, evaluating, fine-tuning our practices. I mentioned this just before, this morning. We are continuously evolving, there are new changes. What we are learning and what we are doing is never the same. We are involved in a changing world, so we need to embrace all those things. What we learned 10 years ago is sometimes obsolete now. How many of you did math, algebra in school? Yes, all of you did. What use is it algebra now to you?
Nothing.
Then why did they make us do that all through the years, going for extra tuition, drill us, and then come to this point in our life where we don't even think about it?
So they can't find X today.
So what's the point? We are involved in a field where we are continuously being challenged by new information. Right? We are in a world where we are continuously challenged about our own thinking. We can only get better if we get involved in the process ourselves. That's why, if you are an early childhood educator, we look at, there's a lot of emphasis on your professional development. And the onus will have to come on each one of us having to take on that. All right? And also, wherever you are, in whichever early childhood field or organization you work in, the emphasis on professional development is always there. Okay, teachers cannot be very complacent that they have learned the skill and that's all that they are going to pass on. Because no two child is the same. The skills that we learn, we have ongoingly need to fine-tune. So mentoring is a very important process for us because we are always learning from people who are better than you and I. Okay, so that process needs to be valued. Now the relevance of mentoring, if you look at the earliest principle, it highlights that whole thing about the emphasis on relationship, especially with our staff, with all our stakeholders, right? So there are some areas of mentoring that we also need to be considering, okay? For example, how do we secure a respectful, reciprocal relationship? What is respectful means? Reciprocal, as you know, that it is a two-way communication. There was in the couple of last month's news, I think I wrote it down there for you. In the news reflection, how many of you subscribe to newspapers?
No.
Okay, you really need to know what is happening around, okay? One of the things that they came out in the Victorian news, in Queensland, there was a recent research done by a Curtin professor. He's talking about parents, urging parents to use the correct terminology for the anatomy of a boy and a girl, to use the word vagina and penis. They are telling parents, please avoid using euphemisms. You know what that means, right? We have other names. Now, and they've done a research, and that research is telling us how it actually has an impact on the child's psychology. It is very interesting piece of research. It's very closely related to what we're doing in the day-to-day life. So if we are talking about respectful, now we also need to be very sensitive about culture, isn't it? Upbringing, the child-rearing practices that we need to be aware of. So having to have that piece of information, how you're going to talk to your parents who are maybe very conservative about this idea of having to use such words to their children. Okay? There was another article that came out in, I think, somewhere around in October, in the news as well. It's talking about, for the first time, they are now looking into changing. All of you know Baba Black Sheep, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Now, what is the first thing that comes to your mind if you're going to sing that song with a group of children? Huh? Black sheep. What's black sheep telling you?
Racist.
A color.
Black people.
Color. What else? Now, with the current context that what we see happening around, you know what they Yes, the Victoria, the community, yes, they have changed the whole thing. After all these years, after so much of debate, they have come up to say, okay, there was a recent case about this, it was in the news yesterday, Ferguson.
Yeah.
The name, it's
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown. What's happening to that case?
Got shot down by a white cop because he's black.
That's what they say.
And they, I think, I don't know.
I think they did so because they black and they discriminate us.
They feel that they've been strongly discriminated as a community. Now, this song, as we sing in early years, Black Sheep is talking about discrimination again. Why can the sheep be any color? Why has it got to be a black sheep?
Yeah, sheets are black and white.
Yeah, but
No, I'm not teaching my kids that sheets are pink because they're black and white.
yeah,
It has nothing to do with racism.
Yes. Exactly.
no,
Sheets are black. Sheets are
yes,
white.
yes. I am not discounting what you just said.
Mhm.
But the ideas that we try to stereotype in children, sheep can be white, a child has in his mind, he can express it in however he wants to. He can be a rainbow sheep if he wants to. If he can have an orange sheep, that's up to him. But this very fact that we are trying to put ideas into the child's mind, having to talk about racism. Why is it that we talk about racism when we talk about black and white? Because that's all it has been there, isn't it? White and black. There's always been this thing about connotation about being racist. So if in view of that, how are we going to demonstrate this kind of respect for our parents? How we need to learn how we do it. And sometimes,
No, earlier we were looking at relevance of mentoring.
so how do we secure respectful reciprocal relationship with, especially with our mentors? Our mentors may have a different perception for what they think because they have got the knowledge, they've got the experience to share with us. Alright, so we need to remember that we are always at a stand where we respect others' viewpoints. Okay, and then we need to form that partnership. Partnership is very important when you're looking at mentoring. Looking at equal opportunities, it's another one, because you need to be given equal opportunities. Both of them need to mentor and need to work together, right? Respect for diversity, which includes inclusion as well. And then looking at ongoingly having to be involved in reflective practice. How do we know what we're doing is right? What are the challenges that we face? Okay. All these are very important aspects when we talk about mentoring. So mentoring is not something that we all can get into. There is a lot of responsibilities. Later, I would like to share with you one of the very current research that's done in the early childhood field that talks a little bit about the difficulties in mentoring somebody. People think it's very easy. All of you have been on PRAG and you have been mentored at some point by some of your teachers, sometimes your directors, whoever. But it is really a very straining relationship. It's very stressful. It's very time consuming for you to actually mentor a person over a period of time. Because when you are mentoring somebody, you need to have a goal in your mind. What is that skill that you want to pass on to this person? Okay, and how you would evaluate and reflect that. So that's a little bit of a difficult thing. Now, earlier we spoke a little bit on the ideas that we need to be current in practice, we need to review our outcomes, we need to generate new ideas. Now, these are what we call some of the ideas that's coming from transformational leadership. Transformation meaning change, bringing about change. These new ideas being injected into our new ways of doing things are very important part of our leadership skills that we have ongoingly have to nurture. So there is some similarities that we look at when we look at mentoring as well as when we're looking at transformative leadership. So what are they? First, you look at them in terms of providing motivation, forward planning. Okay, in mentoring, we do that very often. We try to motivate our mentees to get to the goal that they want to achieve. In order for us to do that, we need to make sure we are planning ahead. We're planning goals for them and so forth. For example, staff will feel, the staff is being mentored, staff will feel that they are being valued, they want to do something more to achieve that goal. They are intrinsically what we call motivated to achieve that goal. Then, if you're looking at mentoring, we always look at who's your mentor. Lead by example, because your mentor has laid it out for you how you should be carrying out certain things in a way that they would have modeled things for you to practice. All right. I put that example. I try to cite as many examples as I can. For example, continuously working on quality care. How do we know we have achieved that quality care? It's because we are continuously working towards that goal. So when we reach the goal, we don't sit down there and say, okay, that's it, I've done it. No, we keep working on it. And who's the one who actually spearheads this working, ongoing learning and working is your mentor. Okay, or your leader in the childcare center. And very often, we all are leaders in our own way, and we always dependent on our mentors to guide us as to whether what we are doing is right or not. Next one, we look at building positive, productive teamwork. Now, a mentor plays a very important role in getting the team going, because he or she will have to tap the potential of each team member. Each one of us are unique. We have our flaws, we have our strengths. A good mentor will be able to pick up the good sides of you, all right, and put them all together and knows how the job can be done. So it is a very important thing. So he or she who's working as a mentor with you will try to build on your strength, just like we do observation with children, we try to build on a child's strength. A mentor will also help you in that terms. All right? Lastly, facilitating learning culture. Now, please stop me if I'm going a bit too fast or you're not understanding anything. All right? Lastly, facilitating learning culture. Like I mentioned to you, we are on a journey where we have continuous learning. Ongoingly, we need to upgrade our skills. We need to be familiar with a lot of things. Now, we need to be working together in partnership with other people. People who are better than us and people who are not so good. Okay, because there is two ways that we can give. You can learn from the better people and person and you can pass it down to your staff below. For example, your assistant that you might be working with. One good way to get into that partnership or that collaboration is to form that relationship with each individual, mentor and mentee relationship. And you need to go on an inquiry mode. What is an inquiry mode?
Asking questions.
Yes, asking questions, continuously challenging yourself, finding and looking for answers, and coming up with new ways. That is what the transformational leadership is all about. And that's what mentoring is all about as well. Why did the mentor need to mentor somebody? Because he can learn and he can improve on the skills of somebody and guide that somebody to, or the ability to achieve the goals, all right? Now, let's look at the relationships that we are, mentoring relationship. Mentoring relationship is a very important one. If you're working in the childcare center, not everybody can be a mentor, right? Who do you think will make a good mentor? You will have to decide. You as a mentee have the right to choose who can mentor you. Okay? That is actually in an ideal world. Yes? Where you can choose, I don't want to be mentored by this person, I like this person can be my mentor. That's an ideal world. But in the childcare situation, very often our seniors are the one who's going to mentor us. Am I right? So forming that relationship is very, very important. So let's look at matching the partner is a very critical one. Sometimes, why I say it's a very crucial one, sometimes we can't work with people. Yes? Just simply can't see eye to eye. Then what? But sometimes we have a different view of a person. There's clash in personality. So it is very critical that your mentee gets to choose her mentor and be comfortable because you need to form that relationship. Okay, mentoring is all about forming the right relationship in terms of having to learn. So ideally it will be that you get to select, but I told you, it does not really happen in the real situation, all right? Now, mentor should be someone who inspires them, or is good practitioner or an effective. So in your eyes, you should be able to see who is that person who can give you the extra leverage you can learn from, okay? Just think about one person in your life who has mentored you in any areas. Yeah, one person. Don't tell me you have no mentors at all. That's impossible. Just think about one person, okay?
What to think about?
Think about your mentor, a person who has mentored your life throughout your journey in life at any one point. Yes, everybody's got one person in their head?
Yeah.
Okay, describe to me in one word about this person. Use one adjective, one or two adjectives to describe this person. Discipline. Okay.
Strong.
Strong. Strong in physical strong or emotionally strong?
Emotionally strong.
Sorry.
Emotionally strong.
Okay, good. Someone?
Patient.
Sorry?
Patient.
Patient. Okay. Yes.
Don't do.
Down to earth. Okay.
Respect.
Respectful. Okay.
Understanding.
Understanding. Okay.
Someone who is straightforward, if something is going wrong, you just.
Straightforward. You mean? Okay.
Relief.
Ah.
Relief.
Really?
Explain that.
Well, teach me how to believe in myself.
Oh, believe.
I had
Sorry, I heard as believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was the one having problem. Okay, yeah, somebody who believes in you, in your abilities. Okay. Shiva, somebody say trust. Trustworthy. Okay. Shiva got no mentor in your life.
Hard worker.
Huh?
Hard worker.
Hardworking. Okay. Remember?
Courageous.
Courageous. Wow. Okay. Sabrina.
Accepting.
Accepting. Very good. Okay. Did I miss any parties?
If you come out everything.
No. Everything can come out, but who is your mentor? What's your character of this mentor you have in your head? Okay, you can't think. Now you might want to contribute later. Anybody else?
Honest.
Honest. See, you're talking about relationship and you're looking at all these aspects in that relationship. So it is very important that we are talking about this mentor-mentee relationship encompasses all this, just as you said, although we are just looking at being good practitioner, good effective communicator, somebody who inspires you and also makes you perspire in some ways where you have to work according to their plans and so forth. Being somebody who's being honest, and most importantly, there's somebody who can just tell you where you're going right at your face value. Okay, and to guide you through. Okay, this person who mentors you takes a personal interest in your well-being, in you forming that knowledge, understanding to help you cope with your job. It's a personal undertaking. So it's added on, being a mentor meaning it's an added on responsibility. Okay? Now, I didn't go through this. Now, in your textbook, in page 84 to 85, we talk about it, being a mentor meaning to say being a critical friend. Critical to criticize you to become a better person, not to actually demean you or to belittle you. Because sometimes in a mentor relationship, you get a lot of feedback. Very often we tend to take this feedback very, very personally. That is not what a mentor actually wants to do. A mentor is trying to help you see things the way it is and help you to become better. Alright? Okay, I'm just going to get you to share very quickly some of your experiences you had in your, you can just, wherever you are. Think about it. When you were doing your prep in your certificate, how were you mentored? Did you have a mentor? Or did you not have a good relationship with this person whom you can actually relate? Because I know some of my students had difficulty actually relating to the team leader or even to the director in terms of getting feedback or even forming that relationship. How was your experience? What are some of the values that you see coming through this person? What were some of the communication strategies this person actually used to establish a relationship with you? So if you can just very quickly just share it as a class. First and foremost, Your mentor is the person who needs to give you feedback on your performance. Did you get that help?
No. Yes.
Okay, we have a yes and some no's. Okay, those people who have yes, can you share with us some of the experience? Yes. Thank you. You put up your hand very upright. Now you share with us your experience.
I was mentored by an elderly person. She was over 50. She's been working in that center for not too long, though, 3 years maybe. She was kind. She taught me every child's different needs.
Okay.
How to approach them. And like there was one girl who doesn't like to be touched or cuddled. So how to get her changed nappy instead of going
Can you
between her.
share, because I think that sharing will be helpful for some of us who have never come across such children.
No, like this girl, she doesn't like to be lifted up, no cuddling. So to change nappy, you must show her the nappy. And for nappy change, then she will come to you.
Okay.
And when she's changing nappy, she won't look at you.
Okay, can I just roughly know a little bit about this child? Is that child has got a little bit signs of being autistic?
No. I think she was new to the center and new in the country.